Hello and welcome to Sitting Down with Schneider. Today is May the 28th, and today we are going to get the opportunity to chat with Kathryn Lopez. Let's bring in Kalo now. And there she is. How are you, Kalo?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing well. That's a interesting angle you got rolling there.
Do I have a good double chin?
Ground level going on.
No, I had to come outside because with everybody home, everybody wants to see Mom, what are you doing? Mom. So I had to come outside.
It's awfully warm outside. Do you want to do this when you have a little more quiet inside?
I'm not sitting in the sun. I'm just right here. It's not bad, actually. And it's always windy where I live because I live near the Delta in Oakley. So it's always kind of a nightmare.
Hey, I want to ask, before we keep going, are you okay that I record this and pop it onto the YouTube channel?
Hey, of course. Is this a better angle, by the way?
Oh, no, the angle is, yeah, that is good.
Okay.
Admittedly, I mean, the other angle is very artsy, but I think this is better. Yeah, it's a little more straight on.
I don't want my double chin artsy, sorry, a fly. See, that's the danger of being outside. Anyway, so yeah.
You never know if you're going to get attacked by some of those giant hornets from up
north.
north.
No, just lizards at my house. How are you doing?
I'm good.
What have you been up to?
Just, doing a little bit of distance learning and, distance teaching and, learning and teaching. You got to learn, right? How to distance teach and then distance teach. So doing the distance teaching, just popping in, doing some of these interviews. The kids are home. So Haley's down in San Diego, but kids are home. Patty's doing her thing with the first graders. So
yeah.
Doing good. How about you? How's everything holding up for you?
Good. I think it's kind of gone like this. The first couple weeks, I think like the first day of shelter in place, I washed all the walls in my house. Because it was like, I'm going to accomplish something. And I guess that's what I decided on. And then I had all these projects. I'm going to do this. And then it kind of got boring or useless, or there's no end in sight. And when there's no end and I'm somebody that needs a deadline. Like, don't say, hey, whenever you have a chance, can you do this? Because I won't do it. It needs to be whenever you have a chance, but I need it by next Tuesday. Then, okay, I'll do it before next Tuesday. But with this shelter in place getting extended, we worked on a puzzle for about 8 weeks in our house.
You're like, yeah, I don't have to go do any choreo in 2 weeks, so I might as well just like do 10 pieces at a time and call it good.
Right. I mean, some days it was 3 pieces. All right, I'm done. Did something today. I'm accomplished. And then it kind of went down where it was just like I kind of was just getting angry and annoyed. I wouldn't share it with my kids, and I'm kind of one of those people where I'm angry, annoyed. It's all internal. My internal dialogue was
keep it bottled up.
Yes. And then I met with somebody who we just had a chat by online, and then I started working out and I started eating better, and I thought, you know what, I don't have to have a goal or a place to be a better person. And that made all the difference, the road less traveled by. So, and that made all the difference, just a change of my attitude. And I don't know, it took a lot. I mean, it took weeks for me to get there. And like I said, because I was like, oh, I'm going to clean my whole entire house. And then I still have one room that is terrible. I should show you at the end. It's so bad. It's my desk. So
your desk? Just all kinds of stuff all over it.
At the end, it's terrible. Yeah, it's the place where I don't know where this goes. It goes here. So I'll show you, and you'll see. It's the one thing I haven't cleaned.
Well, you are such a busy person. You're going from here to there with the things you're doing for the studio. helping out with a school, your own kids. And so it's always that go, go, go. So I
Right.
can imagine, like what you just said, it was that shift from, I don't have to be go, go, go every moment. You know what I mean? And like you said, to me, it sounds like you started to give yourself a little more time to do some stuff for yourself, like the working out, right?
Sure.
Yeah, taking that time to just kind of breathe and take it all in, just a whole different mindset. It's neat to see you're able to do that, because
Oh
I
God.
mean, if not, you'd go stir crazy, you'd absolutely
Well,
go.
yeah, and it was nice to have a like at first it was like, oh my gosh, I get to spend all this time with my family. Um and you know, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I could go through it all. You have children. We have, I mean, my youngest is 9, but I have one who just is finishing her sophomore year of college. And she's the one having the hardest time because it's all her jobs. College age and high school age jobs got shut down. So she's used to going to school, working 2 jobs, going to the gym, going all this stuff. And then all of a sudden it's next day, sorry, you can't do anything.
Right.
He's like, I'm stuck at home with you people.
And those freedoms too that you have
Yeah.
when you're in college. Yeah.
No, for sure, for sure. And and now it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. But she's still the one. She goes outside and runs and goes to the track, and just because she has to be outside. And I know there's a lot of people like that. And I don't know. And it's going to be hard for me when this is all over, which I feel like we're getting phased in. It's going to be hard for me to go back to the 100 miles an hour, which I'm sure you're used to as well. You are also a very busy person. And
Yeah, I'd like to think that, I mean, it's not like that 100 miles per hour is not going to be there, but
right.
maybe some of what we're doing right now will hold over some of the benefits of it. I mean, and I don't like to make it sound like, benefits in lieu of all the
Oh,
craziness that's
sure,
going on. I
sure.
don't want to ever say that, but some of the things that you learn about yourself when this was forced upon us, maybe some of it is a little bit better to find that balance. You know what I mean? And so some of the things that we're doing, like you mentioned, the working out, I've been more regimented on that, and find less excuses to, oh, I'm tired. It's a rehearsal all day. I can't get on the elliptical or go on that run, yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. So, and then
Yeah.
now that I've done it, it's habit forming, it makes you feel so much better to do that.
Yeah,
So
for sure, for sure. That's not going to be the same for everybody. And I don't know. I mean, just a little bit of my background, because if anybody watches this, for me, they will for you, not for me. Anyway, if anyone watches this, I feel like, and you too, you have your hand in a lot of, what's the saying? Pots. I don't know. Your hand in a lot of whatever. Anyway, whatever the saying is, I'm not going to be my husband. My husband, being at home and listening to him on his phone calls for work, he gets his idioms mixed up, and it is the funniest. I snicker from the other room, and I want to walk in there and go, it's not a fly on the window, it's a fly on the wall.
You really hit that nail on the top of the flyboard. Yeah. It's random.
And so I try to catch myself when I don't know it. Anyway. So for me, I teach dance. I teach dance at a studio, which is actually the only thing that has continued in my life. I work with you at Edna Hill and work with those awesome kids. I mean, really just a great group. If people are uncertain about our young people, they don't need to be. Our young people seem to have it more together than I ever did when I was their age. When I look at them, I'm like, did people exist that do everything that you're doing when I was in high school? Because if they did, I can see why I wasn't friends with them. So just, and then just what, I don't even know what else I do. Everything I do with Ghost Slide and just everything I do, which I enjoy everything. And one of the best parts is knowing people like you, knowing people like we have on the improv, the adult improv team, TIT. Knowing
Temporary Insanity Troupe. For those that are
yes, there
watching,
you go. Temporary Insanity Troupe. Anything you can do to get it. Create the acronym first and then fill it in. That's what I recommend. Okay, and just knowing a lot of Brentwood at Oakley has really helped through this, because I feel so much more community. That sounds terrible. I feel like being forced to stay at home has created me to know my neighbors better. I mean, just here in my street and here in my neighborhood. I have never seen in the last, how many years have I lived here? Almost 18 years I've lived in the area. I haven't seen this many people out walking around, riding their bikes. I'm like, where did you come from? Yeah. It's because they have nothing to do. So they're out with their family or walking the dog. And that's what it was like when I grew up. I'm assuming it was for you. That's
absolutely.
How it was. And that to me is what I feel like we've been missing for the last 10 to 15 years. And that's what I see is coming back. And people are losing their jobs. I mean, left and right, people are losing their jobs.
Yeah.
People are losing their lives, whether it's from COVID-19 or it's from anything else. I mean, I've heard some horrific things happening to people daily, but it's this complete, what do you call it, downfall has made us realize what's important in life.
Yeah.
I was like, who cares if you have a Gucci bag?
Exactly.
Who's gonna see it? No, I'm just kidding. That's what I say to my daughter all the time. She's very into stuff. Who's gonna see it? But it just, I just mean like our family, our friends, our community, knowing you, Bart, just you doing this is making a difference. I've watched a bunch of your videos. I appreciate it. It's so fun to see people I haven't seen or hear people talk about, like Summer Rodriguez, stuff that when we were, when I was a teacher at the school with her, we didn't have time to talk about just anything. Right. So, yeah.
Yeah, just sitting down and chatting about stuff. And I think, like you said, was it the same when I grew up? Yeah, it was like, we'd be outside and you'd whatever signal my mom would give, or, and then boom, that was it. It's like you're out, and you didn't care what time it was. You're just out with your friends, hanging out, doing stuff until you're called in for dinner, and like you said, I think this has forced us to really value the simple things. I think that's really, yeah, absolutely true. I wanted to ask you, and I think it's really, really cool. You have been keeping busy. Who is that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm yelling at my dog because she really
Hi. That's your dog?
No, that's not my dog. That's my dog. She's eating something. She needs to go inside.
I'm yelling at my dog, and then it's like...
Yeah, because I banged on the door to go, make her come inside. She grabbed something and is chewing it on the lawn. I'm not going to go in the middle of my interview with you, run onto my lawn and tackle her. Because I'm sure you've got something that we use and is eating it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so I wanted to say that one of the things you've been able to keep doing, and I just think it's really, really neat, is because you're doing it more towards the middle of the summer. I think it's really, really cool that you're able to keep Paya going on, and that you're going to be doing that show, the Heroes and Villains, and rolling that through. I saw that you did a cast list, which obviously indicates to me you're able to do some either online or 6 foot apart auditions. And I just think it's, everything's been taken out. We're still holding on to that thin veil of hope that we can do Wonka. But I just think it's neat that you're keeping that iron in the fire, so to speak, so that it could, hopefully happen. I'm fingers crossed that all the work you've done, right, exactly, gets to come to fruition. So has that been a hard thing to tackle, or has that been just like, we're going to go for it?
Well, when I saw that Black Diamond Theater had to cancel, and you're right, we were extended to shelter in place to May 31st. You're not going to go, okay, Edna Hill, we're going to have a camp next week. And then,
oh yeah, Edna Hill and with 30 kids, right? Yeah, okay, so hey guys, yeah, I know we've been out of school for 2 months, and we're not even sure exactly how we're going to start school next year, but
Right.
we're going to do a camp, 2 of them, with 30 kids apiece in, your
Right.
drama room. And I looked at each other and went, you know what? It's been 13 years straight. Let's not do it. And if something were to work out towards the end of summer or something, maybe, but it was too unknown.
Right. And I'm hoping for you that it does come together. So it came out like this, essentially right around, you had to say that. And I was kind of worried and I even held up because I'm semi-writing the script. I mean, there's storytellers and I have to kind of connect the heroes and villains.
Yeah.
And so I'm semi-writing the script and I've really put it off because I'm not going to put all this time and effort into creating a script and then not be able to do it. And that's another problem with shelter in place or whatever is, again, there's no deadline. There's all these ifs. And I've come to be a believer of, I don't want to do it and cancel it. I think that's worse.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you went on with your BDTC and you went all the way to June 5th or whatever, and then count. That's worse than saying right off the bat, you know what, let's just see if we can do it later. We're going to do, that's better. So
yeah, just trying to be patient, just let it ride out,
So it came out, Contra Costa County came out and said you could have like summer camps, and they gave some, guidelines. And, this is our only third year of doing PIA. We don't have 13 years under our belt and 60 kids and people come back and family members and everything. But I was very surprised. I got about 26 people signed up to audition.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I said, I laid out the parameters. If we have to, I put them in ensembles so that there are 12 groups. And so they would be in a cohort and not move, it's so that they don't infect each other. And I'm hoping that by then we can kind of lift those ideas. Nope. It's in the fridge, and don't let the dog out. Come on. Okay. See, this is why I came outside, because it would be
legit.
Anyway, so I'm hoping it's not until July 6th. So I'm hoping some parameters will be a little bit lifted. We moved out of Edna Hill. Sorry, just leave her. We moved out of Edna Hill because I didn't think, hey, they're going to allow 298 people or however many it is to come sit down. It just, there's all these unknowns. So look, what did she do? Went right back to the thing. I'm going to bring you with me. This dang dog. Nope. Look, and now she's running away. This is my life. As my son opened the door to ask me where the Parmesan cheese is and let the dog out.
Hey, we got the Parmesan going too. Grandma's making spaghetti tonight. It's going to be great.
That's what we're having. Hey, you know what? Hey, Grandma, I'll be right over. I'll wear my mask. I'll stand outside. Okay, I'm going to make the kids come get her. Anyway, isn't this good entertainment? This is good television right here.
Well, you know what, Kayla? You don't have to go get the kids. It's okay. We can wrap up if
no, that's okay. I was just going to say, for everybody, just to know, I don't care. There. Okay. Get the dog in. Come on. Okay, there we go. Hey. If you want to know real life right now, I think a lot of people can relate. Anyway, I was just going to say, we're going to try our best, and we're really excited, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and I have an awesome directing staff. And I don't know. I really missed the Schneiders. I missed doing our improv. We were supposed to have an improv a couple weeks ago and at CAPS.
Yeah.
And
hey, Kayla, can you hold on 1 second? Someone's actually knocking on my my door. Give me a sec. Okay, and we're back. So just had to get some shorts there for Patrick. So we're good. And you like those rubber ducky bathing suit trunks that he's got?
That is classic Patrick.
Those are old school. Those have been around for a while. So
do you pass them around? Like it goes from you to Casey to Patrick?
Oh no, those have been his since day one. I think he's just it's been bigger when he first got them because it's like they still fit him. So it's pretty crazy.
That's good. So just to ask you, how do I say this? Do you have anything planned for the summer? Are you going to Yosemite?
Um,
Open.
like you just said, we are kind of writing this out. There are things that we'd like to do. Obviously, the family Yosemite trip that we do every year, we'd love to still do. Patty and I have talked about if some of the national parks are open, because you can stay kind of distance from people. Maybe doing something like we haven't gone up to Yellowstone ever, doing something like that, seeing if we can get Haley, get her for a week to a week and a half doing something.
RV.
Right? That's what we're actually thinking. Can we do something like that, or do Patrick and Casey and I head down south and spend some time down there, and also be able to connect with Hay down there. So that's kind of where we're at. But just like everything else, we're really waiting to see as things open up. Is it truly like under control, or is there going to be like a little spike? So we're not making any like airline tickets or anything like that. And just gonna, again, just kind of be patient with it. Right now, Patrick has been told that ASU is we're going to be able to go, that he's going to be able to go and, start on campus. And so,
Awesome.
yeah. And, but at the same time, Casey was, CSU came out with that pat kind of, that everything is shut down. But then you read from the chancellor more recently that certain schools within the system might be given more opportunities to have the kids come in. And so we're crossing our fingers, because Chico, knock on wood, up in Butte County hasn't been hit real hard. So as opposed to a school a little more urban down in like LA or something.
Oh, for sure. And I was reading a school. Adriana's only a junior. Well, I guess she's a senior now. Anyway, I was reading what a school she's looking at is going to, and I actually thought they had a good idea. They said they're going to be in campus or on campus, and then after Thanksgiving, they're going to do remote learning and then finals, because while everyone goes home for Thanksgiving, they want everyone to stay home so that it doesn't bring it back. I thought, wow, that's some good thinking. I never even thought of that.
And that kind of creative thinking is what we're all going to need, right? In the opening of our own schools and the colleges as well, because people have gone home. Well, what have they been up to? Even if the school's lying in a spot that's had a fairly low incidence, how about the people who are returning to that school? Or they all, and so there's so many dominoes that they all have to take into consideration that it's just, it's mind-boggling. But it's just, I just hope that all the decisions are made with, safety first, obviously. And I think there just needs to be a semblance of balance, right? I think you can go and you can meet as long as you know that the people that you're with have been kind of maybe sheltering in place, doing all that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need to, I'd love to go to dinner with some friends. I don't feel like I need to go to a rave, you know what I mean?
A club, yeah. I don't think I'd go to a club either way.
Yeah, no, I don't, Feng Shui's not gonna be playing anytime soon, and that's okay. We'll hold off, and when the time is right, we'll jump back in. So
that's true. Well, I appreciate you following up on that. I know just for me in the future, I don't even know. I don't know. I just feel like, because I did want to go back to teaching full-time in the classroom. I miss being a teacher. I miss teaching, especially right now. I miss teaching history. I miss teaching sociology. Every day, I'm like, man, we could talk about this in sociology class, because that's what we did. Just took current events and broke it down to sociological aspects or perspectives. And I miss it. And I want to kind of gear up to go back. And I'm like, to what? What would I be going back to? So right now it's just that limbo, because I was going to take a little bit of professional development classes. I want to take some to, to keep myself more viable. But because that is what I miss. I miss having those discussions and introducing it with young people. And there's a lot to it. And I appreciate you doing this and sharing your family with the world. You got a great family, from grandma to you, to Patty.
Well, Patty's the only one I haven't, and she's on the list. We got to get the perspective of a first grade teacher.
Oh,
and so,
for sure.
And she's been doing an amazing, amazing job. So we got to get that rolling. So.
I would love to see that, especially maybe next week when it's all over. Yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah, today's not going to be the day to do that with her. She's just trying to get it all taken care of. And she's been keeping the connections, and she's been continuing the curriculum, and just I've been able to watch it firsthand, and it's been amazing. So.
Well, good. Well, I appreciate all you do, and thanks for inviting me on. And I know it wasn't the most entertaining.
I think it was the most. It was extremely entertaining. The dog sequence, I think, is going to be one for the books, my friend.
Oh, sure. Well, you're lucky I didn't stay inside. You would have had, everybody. It's like a line of people that come up to me. Mom, I mean, even my 20-year-old. Mom, can you help me with this? My husband. Hey,
Mom.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on in there?
Who's on this video? What's this?
Where's the mute button? That's how he is.
All right, my friend. Well, hey, we'll check in, all right?
All right. Thank you. Thanks for everything.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.